Hey guys, this is Jimmy, otherwise known as Two Soup for You. Right here's my pre-release kit. I'm going to be trying to build a sealed event deck on camera today. Right off the bat, take a look at our promo. We've got Inscription of Insight. Not sure how viable this will be. We'll take a look at the rest of our cards. So first pack. Go ahead and pull our rare out. We've got Nahiri's Lithoforming. So that's sacrifice X lands for each land sacrificed this way. Draw a card. You may play X additional lands this turn. Lands you control enter the battlefield tapped this turn. So that seems probably like a no-go for our sealed deck. I'm going to sort the rest of these cards into colors, separating creatures and non-creature spells. Nice showcase, Hellhound.
I take it.
Okay.
What version of the?
So I'll pack two.
I already decided.
Take out the token, take out the land. We got a foil, a Fearless Fledgling. So I'll go ahead and put that in the white creature zone. And we've got a, ooh,
That thing's pretty good.
That is pretty sweet. Showcase Lotus Cobra. So that could be good enough in our deck if we find enough green support. Right now, I don't see a lot, but we'll just keep sorting these cards out. See a Jiraga Visionary. That does not seem bad for limited at all. Another Showcase Hellhound. Somebody's really trying to get us to play red today. We've got a couple of Cliffhaven Kitesails, which is interesting. It's unlikely that we would play two, but maybe if we wanted to play a faster deck, particularly because we've already got a lot of lower CMC red creatures. And that Night Runner is a pretty good target for the Cliffhaven Kitesail. Alright. So we got a couple Zoff Consumptions. Doesn't seem great though. We'll just move on to our third pack. Take out the token, take out the land. Ooh, got a foil land. Pretty cool. Especially nice when it's Zendikar lands. Here we have an Oran Reef Ooze. I actually don't know what this does. When Oran Reef Ooze enters the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. Whenever Oran Reef Ooze attacks, put a +1/+1 counter on each attacking creature with a +1/+1 counter on it. Okay, so it looks like we're going to be trying to play at least a little bit of green today. These red creatures, though, are out of control. Possibly looking at Gruul as it stands. Creature, sorcery, creature, enchantment aura. Ooh, cool looking Showcase Ruin Crowd. Got our first gold card over here.
I wonder what color.
And then Kazul's Fury. Okay, pack four. Token, land. Coveted Prize. I don't personally think this is a very bad card at all, but it seems unlikely at this point that we'll be playing black. Sneaking Guide, let's see here. Broken Wings, okay. Dauntless Unity, Vampire. Finally another green creature. Not particularly strong, but we take what we can get. I'm wondering at this point how many clerics we have. Thank you. In black, particularly. So I'm actually just gonna. Well, we can wait on that and check in a little bit. We've only got 2 packs left, so I'm gonna open these last 2 packs. I'm gonna say, I really like the plant token for this set. It looks nice. Take that out. Take out the land.
Look at me go.
Shatter Skull, Smashing. So we're almost certainly going to be in red, I think.
I got a foil one.
Molten Blast, Mesa Lynx, Stalker,
Green, white,
Sneak. Not a bad creature, especially with landfall. And we do have a couple landfall trigger creatures in red already, plus Lotus Cobra. And it's also particularly nice being able to return lands. So if I play Shadow Skull Smashing early as Shadow Skull the Hammer Pass, then I'll be able to return it to my hand and then use its late game payoff sorcery side. Potentially pretty good. Let's see. Expedition Champion, running out of space for red creatures. Roiling Regrowth.
Alright, so you get aggro with a Gerbode.
Okay, some red.
And this guy's pretty good.
Okay, pack 6. Let's hope we find. I would like something that's a little bit of a bomb. With the creatures that we're playing, plus a Cliffhaven Kite Sail or two, you know, we can create an evasive creature for ourselves, but it would be nice to have something that just becomes very threatening when it hits the board. So, token, land, got our foil, Jwari Disruption, and then a, Scourge of the Skyclaves. Now that's interesting.
It's still a 2/1 flyer, it's fine.
So, Kicker 5, when you cast the spell, if it was kicked, each player loses half their life rounded up. And Scourge of the Skyclaves' power and toughness are each equal to 20 minus the highest life total among players. Huh. It seems fun to try and play, for sure. But it doesn't really seem like it's going to be very feasible. There's our third Zoff Consumption, Oblivion's Hunger, Dauntless Survivor, Showcase Skyclave Squid. That's the Defender Landfall creature. Canopy Baloth, that's pretty solid. A Veteran Adventurer. Okay, that's cool. Alright, I'm going to take a look. So, pretty confident about the red-green that we've got going on here. I don't think that we've got enough in blue to really make it stand out. Same with white. We don't have a single white card that's over 3 CMC. But because of the Cleric of Life's Bond, even though it's unlikely that we'll play white, I'm still going to look at the clerics that we have. Okay, we only have 2 anyway, so I think it's possible that we'll go into black or splash black for that coveted prize. We do have a Lotus Cobra, which is fixing technically. Just take a quick look through blue, make sure there's not anything I missed. I always check for the number of evasive creatures that we have in case there's a lot of flying. That might be pretty good. Ruined Crab also, and we only have 1, so it's less likely, but it's pretty good at milling people. Got a couple Seafloor Stalkers, which are evasive even though they're not flying. And then 2 upper end flying creatures. So it's not totally bad. For the non-creatures go, we have a counter spell that's also a land, instant that isn't great, that is also a land. Deliberate's fine. Into the Royal's great. Bubble Snare's great. We got a Zilliport Duelist that I forgot to put in the right pile earlier. We actually do have solid non-creature spells, I think, even though there's not really any literal removal. We've got 2 Bubble Snares and plenty of decent card draw. So we'll keep that in mind. Whites, I'm going to give it a fair shake, but it really doesn't seem like there's anything here. No. Yeah. Yeah. White is a definite no-go. So black, that's the next least likely thing. I'm trying to rule out these colors so I can put them off to the side and not worry about them. What does our curve look like here? we have, so our lowest costed creature in black is 3 CMC, which is not great. Not many of these creatures are very strong, even if they've got neat effects. Many of them are a lot better with synergies that we do not seem to have. So I'm mainly talking about this marauding Blight Priest. Like, you can put one in your deck, but if you don't have, that 2 CMC flyer, for instance, that has lifelink, you're not really going to get very consistent triggers off of it. Demon's Disciple's interesting, but probably not great. Nimana Skitter Sneak is fine, 4 CMC. We don't have any mill though, or not enough mill in black. And the black non-creature spells leave a lot to be desired, so those are off to the side now. We'll toss Cleric of Life's Bond over here too, because we're not going to be playing that. And now I'm going to start laying out some green and red cards according to their CMC, so I can get a good look at what our what the curve of our deck could look like. So we'll start with our creatures. Tuk Tuk Rubble Fort, Defender, Reach. Creatures you control have haste. That is neat. We've got some bigger green creatures, so I'm pretty excited about that. But the possibilities there. Fissure Wizard is solid 2 cost. Expedition Champion is fine depending on the number of warriors you have. Spark Mage is pretty sweet if you've got enough party things going on. In my experience, it's pretty easy to have a solid party when you're in red. Especially when we've got turn 1 Rogue, turn 2 Wizard, turn 3 Warrior. Got a Scorch Rider right here. The Night Runner. Lagak, which we like a lot. Got another Lagak right here. Our 2 Showcase Akum Hellhounds. Teeter Peak Ambusher. Another Night Runner. And an Ardent Electromancer. So are there any things that I'm going to eliminate right now? Probably not. I think want to take a look at the rest of the cards that we have before making any decisions. I think the worst card that we have in this zone is a Find card, so I'm not going to focus on taking any of them out yet. Though I will, we'll put these to the side for now. Take a look at these green creatures. So we've got Canopy Baloth right here. Some more high-end with our Veteran Adventurer, which is sweet because he acts as any role in a class, which is pretty cool. He's also, oh, I didn't notice this before, but this spell costs 1 less to cast for each creature in your party and has Vigilance, so that is potentially pretty powerful, especially again if we have our Kite Sail on it, which I think we're going to be including at least one of in this deck. Got the Kazandu Stomper, another high-end card, which is pretty solid. Get more landfall triggers. Our Dauntless Survivor, which puts a counter on target creature. Counters are always cool, but we don't have counter synergy. We do have our Ooze, which I almost forgot to grab. Put these over here. Lotus Cobra. Oran Reef Ooze. So the Ooze, again, enters the battlefield, puts a counter on target creature we control. Whenever the Ooze attacks, we put a +1/+1 counter on each attacking creature with a +1/+1 counter on it. So we definitely benefit from going aggro with a few of our cards. Draga Visionary, draws a card. This is a Reach. No 5 CMCs, which is interesting. Alright, so Roiling Regrowth, solid ramp. Scale the Heights is ramp. And counter synergy. Strength of Solidarity seems maybe a little too dependent on party. But we'll count up the party members that we have in just a moment. Here we've got Broken Wings, destroy target artifact, enchantment, or creature with flying. It seems like against most decks we would find something to use this against, but I'm gonna put it in sideboard zone for now. And this is Zendikar. People have definitely used this against me. Seems solid. It's effectively a creature, so we'll keep it in the creature slot. Reclaim the Waste is a kicker spell that is also ramp. Adventure awaits. Wow, so we've got ramp and draw in green. That is what we've got. Our red non-creatures, we've got Shadow Skull Smashing, which we can consider that a land for our purposes. We won't count that toward the rest of the deck. And here is Lithoforming. So in 90% of decks you would not play this. But we are Gruul anyway, which is probably the most likely set of colors that would use something like this. So again, it's sacrifice X lands. For each land sacrificed this way, draw a card. You may play X additional lands this turn. Lands you control enter the battlefield tapped this turn. So it's got an interesting synergy with Zendikar, I guess. You still lose the creature aspect, but you don't lose the land totally. Interesting. So Kazul's Fury is one of those flip lands. The instant side is, as an additional cost to cast this spell, sacrifice a creature. Kazul's Fury deals damage equal to the sacrificed creature's power to any target. That does seem like something that we could potentially take advantage of here.
Yeah. Because that's blue, that's green.
That's really interesting, especially with, so I think we've got 3 cards that buff themselves with a landfall trigger. That's 2 Akum Hellhounds and then, what is it, Canopy Ballot, I believe? Yeah. So potential play is, if we've already got one of these on the battlefield, we can play a land. You will use the instant side of Kazul's Fury and get quite a bit of power out of that, relatively. So I'll keep this over here with Shadow Skull Smashing for now.
I can also play Shadow Skull Smashing here.
Molten Blast is choose 1 Molten Blast deals 2 damage to target creature or planeswalker, or destroy target artifact. Definitely a sideboard card. And here he's Lithoforming. I just don't think there's much of a reason to play this. I mean, we'd really have to... We do have a bit of ramp in here, but I think we have enough card draw that it's not really necessary. Royal Eruption, kicker 5. Royal Eruption deals 3 damage to any target. If the spell was kicked, it deals 5 damage instead. Any target's really important here. That's why we like Kazul's Fury, because we can hit face, and having duplicate effects, it solidifies our game plan. You know, we know what we're doing. I like that. So, last little section to take a peek at is gonna be our artifacts. So we've got Relic Axe. It's just your basic buffing equip. Spare Supplies is some card draw. Seems a little slower than we'd like to be, perhaps. Relic File's interesting, but we are not very likely to have a Cleric in Gruul. We've got our Kite Sails. Put one over here, count up our cards. Currently we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 creatures. That is, oh no, 23. Is that right? 1, 2, 3, 7, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. So 23 creatures is too many creatures. I can say that right off the bat. But that makes me feel good. You know, we've got to pare this down. Here we've got, it looks like 7 non-creature spells. A combination of ramp, damage dealing, and draw, which I'm pretty comfortable with. We also have additional removal in the form of these lands over here. So, it seems pretty okay. We need to figure out what we're going to be taking out. So, let's take a look at these guys first. We've got Tajuru Snarecaster. Slow, defensive. We can call this a sideboard card for now. The Oranreef Ooze we're definitely keeping in. Ardent Electromancer adds a red for each creature in our party. I guess this is a good time to try to look at the total number of party creatures we have.
I don't know if I want to play Lull.
So we've got the Electromancer, this rogue, warrior. That's 4 in this slot. In this slot, we've got 5,
I guess like
6, 7.
domination's just good. It's a game of it, right?
What is it? Oh, that takeover one?
Yeah.
8 in the veteran adventurer. It's like 9, 10, 11,
You don't want to get rid of your
12.
but you only have 3.
12 party members is not bad, but we do know that we have to pare this thing down.
Royal Mage, Thompson's.
We'll leave this section for now, just because it's nearly all party members. I'm going to take a look and see if there's anything else we want to remove. I think the Visionary is a keep. I think the Zendikar is a keep. Canopy Battle? Maybe not. I personally like the Legox, especially since we have ways to bounce lands and retrieve them from our deck. Having 2 of them is even better. The Scorch Rider doesn't seem great to me either. These 4/3 stat lines are questionable. The Canopy Balloth, I think I would include. I would prefer to have this over the Scorch Rider.
Like I don't traditionally like.
Because if we're keeping our Rubble Fort, things are going to have haste anyway. The Spark Mage seems good to me, as you know, I'm playing a creature. I'm also removing your creature,
I also don't know if Relic.
and I think it's pretty likely that we'll get like our party triggers will be at a 2 or a 3. I think that seems likely enough. So let's take out this Scorch Rider. We'll leave out the Balloth for now, because I think we need to take out more things. The Sneaking Guide really is just great, especially with 2 Grotag Night Runners. Hopefully we're going to be drawing a lot of cards.
So this is 23 cards.
Taking out 1 Hellhound.
This and these.
Let's see how many cards we're at right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. So we're still a bit over. And our 3 and 4 slots are still pretty heavy. We don't really seem to have a great aggro plan anyway. So what I'm thinking is,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 blue.
oops, I bent the corner of my showcase Lotus Cobra somehow. Oh well. Think we're thinking Dauntless Survivor comes out, maybe?
Do some math. Yeah. It's much easier to do here.
And Ardent Electromancer is going to come out too.
We're playing 24, so you would need 16. So probably 6 red, 8. So 7, 7.
I feel like I would rather take out the Hellhound. I am skeptical about how useful that thing will be.
And I've got a 4 amount.
6 mountains.
Yeah.
Let's count up again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, with 2 spells that are also lands. I think this could be a deck where
Or 1 card special.
it's fine to go down a land.
Did you grab the horse?
Yeah.
We seem to have an okay amount of card draw. That is at a lower CMC, although some of it's pretty dependent. noticing too, we do have that Teeter Peak Ambusher. Okay.
You shocked me.
What I'm trying to evaluate right now is, do we want to throw the coveted prize in? And I think we do. I think that's something that we can get away with.
Alright, now comes the awkward part of evaluating.
Because I think our value is going to come from being a little bit faster. And I would like to take out this Hellhound. If, simply because we have this Lotus Cobra, and we're only going to be playing black for one spell. I think that's pretty okay. Especially since, like, if we get Kazul's Fury, or if we've already played Kazul's Fury, and we play our Stomper to return it to our hand, you know, we can potentially hit our opponent for a surprise, you know, 5 or 6 damage, and finish off the game that way. I think this is going to be what our deck looks like. With these 3 cards as sideboard cards.
Pretty decent.
So, trying to figure out the land split here. We've already got these 2 lands. Oh gosh, what did I say we were at again? Horrible memory. That's 4 cards, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So that's 24. We've got 2 red lands right here, up to 26, so you've got 7 remaining. 14 remaining. And I think of that 14, we do seem to have more red cards than green cards. We can probably just do an even split, 7 forests and 7 mountains. I say that completely forgetting that we need to have some swamps for coveted prize. So maybe more like 6 forests and 6 mountains plus 2 swamps. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab those really quick.
Different ideas, how you evaluate this card as like part of your mana base. Like, do you include anything that's three more? Do you not? I'm sure there's any ways.
Okay.
This is like half.
So we'll lay this out right here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah, instant green.
Having, like,
1,
having
2,
these,
3, 4, 5, 6.
You know, make it
especially
+4,
since I'm able
+4,
to
coming
actually
1, 2,
use all of them.
and then our
I'm not
2
using the
extra
the
flip
opposite
lands.
side of
Clean this
Brainwave
up a little bit.
I don't think there's anything in white that I really want to play at all.
That is what we're looking at.
So we'll go grab.
So I think I'm pretty okay with this. I'm gonna sleeve it up, and if you've watched this drafting video, I'm gonna be playing with this deck probably for at least a couple other videos following this one. So be sure to check those out, and I'll see you guys shortly.